Chapter 17 Long Last Family. Dylan and I finished our food, making our way out of the diner after paying, leaving swiftly so our waitress doesn't have time to sneak her number over to my mate. Thank you for paying, I said, wrapping my arms around myself as the bitter wind courses through me, chilling me to the bone. Of course, replied Dylan, smiling down at me. You're cold. Let's go inside the mall. I grabbed Dylan's large hand, allowing him to lead me towards the mall, enjoying the warm feeling spreading across my skin as we stepped through the doors. Do you want to go shopping? Asked my mate, raising his eyebrows. I don't really need anything, I swagged, throwing on my bottom lip. Dylan rolled his eyes, shaking his head. I want to learn what you like. I laughed, raising my eyebrows. Okay, I'll show you. I dragged Dylan into the nearest store, eyeing up the different clothing as I traced my fingers along the different dresses, studying them. This one is nice, announced my mate, holding up a pretty yellow summer dress, his eyes watching me carefully, gauging my reaction. It is, but it's not summer, I stated, making my way over to the sweatshirts, smiling as I pulled a large pink one off the rack, holding it up against myself. You look cute in pink, complimented Dylan, flashing me a quick grin. I have so many sweatshirts though, I replied, swagging and hanging it back on the rack, attempting to walk away, but Dylan held onto my wrist, shaking his head. If you like it, I'll get it for you, he replied, grabbing the sweatshirt and making his way over to the cashier, plumping it on the counter. Dylan, you don't have to buy me things, I said, rushing up behind him, causing the cashier to laugh. I think it's sweet when a boyfriend treats his girlfriend, she replied, popping the sweatshirt into a bag and handing it to my mate as he paid. I followed Dylan out of the store, snobbing at him as he laughed, holding his hands up defensively. Come on, let me treat you. I rolled my eyes, jumping slightly as my phone started to buzz in my pocket, but I allowed it to continue to ring until it stopped, gaining a raised eyebrow from Dylan. Aren't you going to answer that? I shake my head, continuing to stroll through the mall, taking in the blasting crowd of people shopping and chatting. We're on a date. I'll check my phone later. Dylan convinced me to follow him into another store, but I ordered him that he would not be spending any more money on me. However, his reply was just a small chuckle, causing me to huff to myself as he hied up the jeans. Dylan, my breath got caught in my throat as I glanced towards the other end of the shop, gasping to myself, my heart beating frantically in my chest. The same man from the diner was standing by the changing room, his eyes lodged onto me like a leech's, causing me to shift from foot to foot uncomfortably. He looked me up and down and he snobbed, his fists clenched by his side, causing fear to smart throughout my veins. I don't like anything here. Can we go? I asked Dylan, latching onto his arm, attempting to pull him towards the exit. Hold on. There's a sale, he replied, causing me to swallow harshly, taking a step backwards. My phone buzzed in my pocket again, but I was too worked up to check who it was, and I noticed Dylan studying me oddly, his eyebrow raised. Clara, are you okay? You look pale, he said, concerned, taking a few steps closer to me as he placed the back of his hand on my forehead, feeling for a fever. Yeah, I don't feel that great. Can we go home? I asked, looking up at my mate longingly. As I darted my eyes back to the creepy man, noticed him starting to make his way out of the store, his glance fixated on my shaking form. You're not going in to eat again, are you? Whispered Dylan, chewing on his plump bottom lips, his face masked with worry. No, maybe I just have food poisoning, I said, turning on my heel, quickly and making my way out of the clothing store, not wanting to cause a scene over a possibly innocent man. My eat had been rough and it had possibly taken everything out of me, causing me to overthink. I was sure I was imagining this man. He seemed so real, but I had no idea who he was. I didn't recognize him at all, and it was scaring me that he seemed so fierce with my presence. I tried to convince myself that it was just a coincidence that he was now in the same store as Dylan and I, but it just seemed so strange. A part of me wanted to confront this creepy man and demand what his problem was, but I wasn't sure if he was dangerous, and I certainly didn't want any drama. As something happened, Clara asked Dylan, bending down so he was looking directly into my emerald green eyes. I just swear I keep seeing the same man everywhere. It's creeping me out, I replied, rubbing at my temples gently. Who? Asked my mate, squirming his eyes and peering around suspiciously. He's gone now. I might just be seeing things. Mahi took a lot out of me. Okay, well, let me know if you see him again. I want to keep you safe, said Dylan, grabbing my hand and giving it a quick squeeze, leading me out of the mall and away from the town. We strolled back towards the towards the park ground, winding down the gravel pathway, enjoying the sunset as it hid behind the wispy clouds and pink and yellow rays, creating a beautiful mixture in the sky shining brightly. Just to let you know, I've got to go to the Alpha meeting next week, so I'll be away for a few days, announced Dylan, running his hands through his dark brown hair. An Alpha meeting? I questioned, raising my eyebrows. They have them every couple of years. It's so that alphas can discuss possible threats to their packs and form alliances. Where is it? I asked. Orange Valley. So I'll have to drive a few hours to get there. Mates of the alphas are welcome as well, but since you're not the official owner of the pack, yet I don't think you would be allowed to attend. I shook my head laughing. That's okay. I didn't think I would be much help with it anyway. With it all anyway. Is Alpha Paul going? Billy nodded as we made our way towards the large iron gate to the park grounds, pushing them open slightly. He should be. All alphas from around this area usually go. However, if he doesn't want any alliance or anything, then he doesn't have to go. I nodded in understanding, chewing on my bottom lip. So you want alliance? Alliance? Allies. The lane shrugged his shoulders, shaking his head slightly. I mean, we don't need them. Our fighters are very good, very strong, are already very strong. But it's always good to have allies just in case. Speaking of fighting, would you be okay with training George tonight? I feel awful that I ruined the first session. I knew how excited he was. I asked, glancing up at Dylan pleadingly. I have about an hour until my training session with the fighters, so if you grab him right now and meet me at the training ground, we can start. Thank you, I replied, wrapping my arms around Dylan, squeezing him tightly, causing him to chuckle. I smiled as Dylan hooked his fingers under my chin, pulling my lips to his, kissing me softly. I allowed his tongue to enter my mouth as he pulled my chest flushed up against him, the feeling of his heartbeat against my skin causing my wolf to howl in pure blast. I let out a small yap as Dylan picked me up, dropping the shopping bag, wrapping my legs around him as he held me tightly, our bodies molding together like clay. A rise throughout me as Dylan's grind pressed against mine, causing me to mourn into his mouth. My wolf was begging me to invite her mate back to my bedroom and to make love to him until I could no longer move, but I tried to push her away, just wanting to enjoy the kiss. I pushed my tongue into Dylan's mouth, grinding up against him, causing him to stiffen as he squeezed my behind, pressing his fingers into my soft, pale skin, his breathing getting heavier with every second. You're making this very hard for me, he said huskily, pulling away from the kiss, setting me down, caressing the side of my face with the pad of his thumb. I laughed, feeling a slight blush flash my cheeks, causing me to drop my glance, feeling embarrassed. I knew you'd be trouble, teased Dylan, winking at me before planting a quick kiss on my forehead. I'll go and get Jard, I said, smiling, turning to make my way towards my house. I'll wait at the training ground. I picked up my shopping bag, rushing down the path towards my house, a gloomy feeling soaring throughout my body. I have never felt this way before, but when I was with Dylan, everything felt perfect. Although I feel overwhelmed at the idea of becoming a loner and having to run a pack, I know Dylan would be there to help me every step of the way and would make it seem easy. I raced up my front door, slightly pushing it open and stumbling through, dropping my shopping bag. Jard, let's go and fight! I called out, excitedly walking towards the kitchen, looking forward to seeing George's beaming face. Suddenly, someone cleared their throats behind me, and I yapped, spinning around, my heartbeat racing. You scared me, I said, crunching at my chest, stumbling at my father and Gayla, who stood in front of me, both of their mouths in a firm line. I've been calling you, said Gia, swallowing as she twirled with her fingers, her face masked with worry. I know, I'm fine, I said, raising my eyebrows, glancing at my dad's pained face. What's going on? Clara, George's gone missing.